I still have my 10-minute thing. Cool. Let's talk about that old Halloween standby that I think most horror movies these days have kind of forgotten. The Halloween party. Now, when I say Halloween party, I'm not talking about saying like, a flash in the pan moment that happens. I'm talking about how the Halloween party is the actual go-to knockdown balls to the wall plot. And they've done this, I want to say, as late as the 1950s. Earliest example I can think of is The House on Haunted Hill, starring Vincent Price. And yes, we're talking about the original one, not the remake. The remake kind of sucked. But the Halloween party has been a part of horror movie culture for a long time. Even if it's not technically a Halloween party. In my opinion, this just means this is people that are gathered together and they are there for a common purpose. The movie Escape Room could be a good way to do that. The beginning part, the horror movie party that they have in Scream could be another good example. But to me, the really good way to show the Halloween party was in the 80s. I mean, let's face it, pretty much after Halloween in 1978, and some could argue Black Christmas a little while before, suddenly there were horror movies galore. And by then, they kind of set apart the storytelling aspect. What I mean by storytelling aspects is that they took what had been laid down by the Universal monster movies, some of the the Hammer horror back in the early 70s and 60s, and they took that and they made a formula that was kind of followed back in the 90s, but not all the way until that when the early aughts started happening. Of course, that was when we had remakes, Japanese remakes like Ringu and Ju-on, which is apparently The Grudge. I think someone else can correct me on that. But it's kind of, to me, the Halloween party is that one mechanism. It's the if you've heard of Freytag's pyramid, it's the inciting incident. Now, the pyramid is like this. You got this here, you got this here, and you got this here. Beginning event, mid-event, final event. And I think one film that really, really brings it all together is the classic Night of the Demons. Chances are, if you went to a video rental store back in the day, you probably saw the very iconic box art that showed, of course, Angela's having a party. You're all invited. And of course, there was the tagline, even Jason and Freddy are too scared to go. But that sets up an excellent example of how Freytag's pyramid in horror movies works. The inciting incident, Angela's party. Everybody is going there. We have all the characters going there. We have our heroine, our future hero, and everyone. The inciting incident is going to the party. The other incident is the seance, which wakes up the spirit of Hull House and begins one by one taking down all of our characters. It starts, of course, with Linnea Quigley's character. Then it goes to Angela. Then from Angela, it starts to sort of go in there. We have a few other characters, and once again, the inciting incident. The mid-incident is that realizing that the demons are taking over the cast of characters. And our heroes, our two remaining heroes, realize that in order to survive, they're going to have to find a way to get out of the house. It's mentioned early on in the movie that the house was built on an underground stream. And even before that, with the Native Americans and everything like that, that they knew demons could not cross running water. Now that's interesting because I've never heard of any Native American thing saying that, But in a lot of European folklore and such, demons cannot cross running water. Baba Yaga, the infamous witch of Russian fame, she cannot cross a running stream. In a lot of stories, she has her oxen drink the river dry so that way she can cross it. And I think the idea is that the water is always moving, always flowing. Oh my god. Try not to start saying just around the river bend. But the idea is that the water is changing. It's keep going, it's constant, and it's not stagnant enough for a demon to have their influence or anything like that. Therefore, our two surviving heroes in Night of the Demons realize that the only way they're going to be able to get out of there alive is they've got to get across before dawn and pretty much, well, get the hell out of there. Now, I know there could be other Halloween movie motifs, and right now, there are two that I can think of. The original Evil Dead and the 2013 remake of Evil Dead. Now, I'm not talking about it being Halloween party-esque. However, there are certain elements that you do see. If we go with the original Sam Raimi movie, we have, of course, Bruce Campbell, his girlfriend, his sister, their friend, and his girlfriend. I cannot remember their names for the life of me. I only remember Ash's name. But we have that party motif. And again, the inciting incident is the attack in the woods. And of course, if you know what I'm talking about, you know which attack in the woods I'm talking about. And then, of course, before that is the inciting incident of the professor playing the professor reciting the passage from the Necronomicon, which then wakes up all the demons, the Kandarian demons. The same thing happens in the 2013. They find the book. They start reading from the book. Mia panics and she leaves. But she becomes the first one that is affected, kind of like what happens with the seance scene in Night of the Demons. Again, it's the inciting incident. The climactic incident, of course, in both Evil Deads, is that Ash and Mia face off against the villain. The villain in the first one, of course, is the Kandarian demons, and in the 2013 film, it's I cannot remember. I want to say it's called The Harbinger, but I could be wrong. Both Mia and Ash have to face off against them in order to survive, and that is the final incident. So once again, Freytag's pyramid: inciting incident, middle incident, climax. And the lines are what goes on through those events. Now, the reason I mentioned Night of the Demons is because coming up very soon, as part of Guppy's Emporiums of Spooks and Delights, I will be doing a live commentary of Night of the Demons, and it's not the original broadcast edit of Night of the Demons. Oh no, it's the uncut version, director's cut. Of course, if you guys want to see the full unedited version of the commentary, I will be posting it up on my Buy Me a Coffee page. And if you want to see it, you can buy me a coffee. But then you can also check out the premiere of it on my YouTube channel. So, until then, my friends, I hope you got your invitations ready because Angela does not like latecomers.